While Yellowstone National Park may be the most well-known of Wyoming's two famous national parks, Grand Teton National Park has plenty to offer visitors that can give its more popular cousin a run for its money. With its wild mountains and open skies, Grand Teton National Park has a great deal of amazing things for tourists to do while visiting. Join Viewcation as we take a look at the best things to do in Grand Teton National Park. Check out Jackson Hole. When you're visiting Grand Teton National Park, one of the nearest towns is Jackson Hole. Due to the park's popularity, Jackson Hole can get pretty crowded. If you're looking for lodging or a place to eat, many of your options are going to be in the small town. Some of the most popular places to eat include Cuddy's Bar and Grill and Liberty Burger. Cuddy's Bar and Grill offers cheesesteaks and pizza, while Liberty Burger serves hamburgers. If you're looking for gifts or something to remember your trip by, you can check out the Jackson Mercantile and get a taste of the local goods. Go for a hike. If spending the whole day at Jackson Hole isn't your thing, go out for a hike in the open wilderness of the national park. The park features many great trails for hikers of all skill levels. It's best to plan in advance as hikes can vary a great deal in how long they'll take to complete. Some of the best hikes in the area can be found at Delta Lake, Taggart Lake, and Cascade Canyon Trail. The hike at Delta Lake is one of the more difficult ones in the area, and it has a length of roughly 9 miles out and back. It also features an elevation of over 2,000 feet, meaning hikers will get quite the workout. If you can handle the trail, the views you'll find along the way are phenomenal. The trail at Taggart Lake is relatively easy, with an elevation of barely over 400 feet and a total length of only 4 miles. The Taggart Trail is also a loop. Although hiking Taggart Lake is easier than hiking Delta Lake, the views are just as rewarding. Finally, those looking for something a little bit more challenging than Taggart Lake, but not quite as daunting as Delta Lake, can try Cascade Canyon Trail. The hike is a bit longer at nearly 10 miles and features an elevation of just over 1,000 feet. And the views along Cascade Canyon Trail are thoroughly engaging the whole way. Regardless of your skill level, there are plenty of hikes to take at Grand Teton National Park. Keep an eye out for moose. One of the things the park is most well known for is the abundance of moose. A trip there isn't complete without spotting at least one, with there being an estimated number of around 500 in total occupying the region. While trying to spot a moose for yourself, it's important to remember the animals prefer cool and wet locations. They're also most likely to be seen either earlier in the morning or later in the evening. A few specific locations may yield higher moose spotting rates than others. A few of those are Moose Pond and Moose Wilson Road. Moose Pond is particularly popular with moose and can be found off the trails near Jenny Lake. And Moose Wilson Road is a fairly busy winding road that often features moose relaxing off to the side. Hey, if you're enjoying this video so far, be sure to give it a like and subscribe to Viewcation if you haven't already. And stick around for more of the best of the Grand Teton National Park. Visit the historical district of Mormon Row. If you like interesting historical locations, visiting buildings such as the T.A. Moulton Barn and the Chapel of Transfiguration in the historical district of Mormon Row is a must. As the name suggests, Mormon Row is a historical district that used to be a functioning Mormon settlement. Nowadays, its buildings stand firmly preserved as historical landmarks. Go out on the water. While hiking around the various bodies of water at Grand Teton National Park can be quite a bit of fun, getting into the water can also be a blast when the weather is appropriate. There are many awesome lakes that double as great swimming locations, including Delta Lake and Jenny Lake. If swimming isn't your thing, you can also explore these beautiful bodies of water on canoes, kayaks, and paddleboards, all of which can be rented. Try your hand at backcountry camping. With its expansive open wilderness, Grand Teton National Park is a great location to try your hand at backcountry camping. That means camping off the beaten path, usually done while backpacking along a trail. Backcountry camping can allow you to really get a taste of all that Grand Teton National Park has to offer. It can also give you an ideal view of the area's nighttime sky with a surplus of bright stars. Keep in mind though, the area has lots of bears. Two things you'll always need while backcountry camping are bear canisters and bear spray. Bear canisters help you store your food so bears can't smell it, while bear spray is essentially incredibly powerful mace. If you're prepared, backcountry camping can be a blast. Ride the gondola at Teton Village. If you're in the area of Teton Village, there's a gondola worth checking out, particularly after 5 p.m. The ride can be a lot of fun and offers some exceptional views of the region. While riding on the gondola can be fairly pricey during the day, it's free after 5. But if you wait too long into the evening, you won't have time to enjoy the variety of hikes that can be found when you get to the end of the gondola ride. Get a taste of local microbrews. There's plenty of variety when it comes to local microbrews around Grand Teton National Park, but one of the best locations may be the aptly named Grand Teton Brewing, located not too far out of Jackson Hole. If you want a beer experience that's unique to the area, try finding a brew that's made using Huckleberry. Huckleberry is one of the most common local ingredients that you'll find being used around the area of Grand Teton National Park. Besides beer, you'll also find it in plenty of baked goods. Stay at a dude ranch. While staying around Grand Teton National Park, nothing will give you an authentic Wyoming experience quite like lodging at a dude ranch. Dude ranches are ranches that offer lodging to visitors so they can get a taste of what it's like to live on a ranch and perform the duties of a rancher. You'll get to go horseback riding and all your meals will be provided for you. They are essentially bed and breakfasts with a country western theme, and they're a lot of fun. Go for a bike ride. Grand Teton National Park treats its bikers with care, as paved biking paths can be found running parallel to the roads in most of the area. Biking along these pathways can be quite the experience, as you get to take in the expansive open air much differently than in a car. Visit Huckleberry Hot Springs. Finally, one of the best ways to relax after a long day of exerting yourself partaking in Grand Teton National Park's various extraneous activities is to soak in one of the area's naturally occurring hot springs. One of the best is Huckleberry Hot Springs. Now it's time to hear from you. Did we miss any of your favorites in Grand Teton National Park? Let us know in the comments section below. And before you go, make sure you give this video a like and subscribe to Viewcation if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content.